Welcome back. We are going straight onto the dyno this week. Our friend Emerson got his car all fixed up and motor's back in, everything's ready to go. We're hooking up the dyno wideband and we're gonna see what kind of crazy numbers this thing's gonna make. Guys, we got done doing Emerson's car and we ended up just leaving it on the lowest boost setting, which made, let's see, 378 horsepower and just over 300 torque, which is pretty good. It's a K24 and the cylinder sleeves on those tend to like crack. We've already, his last one cracked on the previous tune, so we're just gonna kind of like leave it low for a bit and maybe plan for the future and do something a little bit stronger. Anyway, that finishes that up. Next item of business is we haven't really done anything yet all week on Yari's car because I just keep getting pulled away for other like small jobs and repairs. It's like every time the weather gets cold, people's mufflers fall off and stuff. Anyway, and a bunch of customers have new cars, so they wanted to do some like deletes and stuff to make their car sound a little louder and put some nicer tips, that kind of stuff. I do a bit of that here and there. And dyno tuning. I've been on the dyno like almost every day too. So I just stay kind of busy. I know I always say that. I'm not complaining. I love being busy. It's pretty good. And it's especially good to be busy with doing things that you love. So, but I'm particularly excited about this car because I can actually drive this and have fun with it after it's boosted and done. So before I get started on Yari's car, I've got to cut this pipe up right here and build out a Y transition for a muffler delete I'm doing on a newer Dodge Dart. Am I yelling? I can't tell because I can't actually hear anything. So hopefully I'm not yelling too loud. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this up really quick and weld it, make like a nice little Y transition, and then I can get back to the other stuff I'm doing. But just in case you guys wanna see how I make something like that, we'll just make it up real quick. Okay, I got these pieces all laid out right now, and I basically just gotta line them up so that they're exact and weld them all together, and everything should be super good to go. Easy peasy, Y transition, no problem. Let's weld this sucker up. Okay, so I'm sitting here trying to weld this Y piece together, and it's like I run a bead about that long and realize something's super wrong with my welder, so I check my tungsten, check my weld settings, look at the metal, make sure it's clean, and like I'm losing my mind. It's just like welding like garbage. Here, I'll actually show you. Check this out. I mean, I think that kind of a weld we could probably get done on a Harbor Freight welder, for goodness sakes. Anyway, the freaking welding store switched out my bottle for the wrong gas. They gave me MIG welding gas instead of pure argon, and I didn't look at the label. They probably didn't either. So anyway, they're nice enough to switch it out. So I'm just gonna grab this bottle, go to the store, switch it out. I was gonna mention that I got a shop pickup truck, and because I'm in Texas, everybody like, you know, get you a Chevy pickup truck. So I got myself a Chevy pickup truck, and it's just like a funny little like super old 1991 Chevy 1500, and you start it takes a while to crank, and then when it runs in the cold right now, it's just like really chuggy and slow and horrible. But it's kind of fun. It's like driving a piece of history. So we're gonna load up this welding bottle and that piece of history and get down to the welding store so I can actually weld this piece up. Okay, I'm back from the welding supply store and I got my new bottle in place, and while I was there I got some new gloves because who doesn't like the feeling of new like fancy weld gloves? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish welding up this pipe transition. I already kind of welded the first part together. I'm just gonna weld this around here and he's pretty much ready to go, and it will just get MIG'd into the car as it adapts to his muffler situation. So I'll go ahead and weld that really quick. Okay, well, not the most beautiful thing ever, but at least it's stainless, it's fully welded, and it'll make a nice transition just to delete the muffler that we're working on. So I always forget to film the end of projects, but I went ahead and finished welding that Y piece, you guys, and I stuck it on this Dodge Dart, and it just looks so much better. Like, you just build a little Y piece and delete the muffler, and everybody feels, you know, like way better about that. But that's what it looks like now, and that's his old one. This thing's like heavy too, like, yeah, so that garbage is gone. But we're gonna bring it down really quick and see what it sounds like. Maybe it'll sound pretty good. Let's check it out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try first startup and see what she sounds like. What year is this?
2016.
The 2016 Dodge Dart. I just really haven't done any exhaust on these because they're kind of new. Dude, that's way different.
That sounds good.
That's rowdy. Let's give it some revs.
Sounds awesome.
I can't believe it does that stock.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, there's people that come in and ask me to do that to their dyno tune just to make it sound like that.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's rowdy. That's crazy. Hey guys, it's Saturday. The week's completely gotten away from me. I got busy with work and other stuff, but I don't have any scheduled appointments this morning, so before anybody comes and makes me do work for them, I'm going to try really hard to start mounting Yari's intercooler, working on his intercooler piping, and doing anything else turbo related I can as fast as possible till I have to go home. I was hoping to have Panda and Yari here today, but both of them had to do other stuff, so just me all by myself. But I think I can handle it, so let's just get into it, get going on this turbo kit. Okay, before I start welding together intercooler piping and hanging the intercooler, I figured I'd show you the parts. We've had these upstairs, you know, most of it for like a long time, except for the two new turbos that we just got, which is pretty cool. This one's the non-billet, and this one's the billet. And I'm very excited to do like back-to-back testing on them, to see like what they do. I was talking about that a little bit in the last video, but it's finally about to happen. Anyway, I was gonna say, we kept this turbo kit super simple when we were rounding up parts. We didn't want to spend any extra money because there's not really any point. The K20 makes such good power by itself, just a little bit of boost makes it so much better. You just don't really need to go crazy. I mean, you can, but you just don't need to. We just have a basic cast manifold, basic, you know, eBay wastegate. This one was running on my friend's car and still works really good, so why not? We'll just run that. This kind of intercooler is usually what I run on this style of car. It's a vertical flow, so it comes in, goes through, comes out this way. These work really well when you need the outlets on both sides. This is his turbo return line, oil pressure line. We got his feed and return fittings for the turbo, This is a oil sandwich plate, and we're going to probably pull oil pressure off of this one. This just goes between the block and your oil filter and allows oil to feed into the turbo without having to like run a fitting into tight spaces where the oil pressure sensor is. And that's about it for now. So basically, oh, there's more stuff upstairs. I just got to go grab it. On eBay, they sell a fitted T3 5-bolt downpipe and little extension piece to hook back up to your stock exhaust for this style manifold. I have no idea if it fits good, but it was so cheap I had to buy it. I think it was like maybe $100 or something, and it was ridiculous. All stainless with a nice flex pipe. I couldn't even build it for that price, so why not just try it? So we'll be using that on this car. I'll let you know if it fits, just in case any of you are doing this turbo project. It would save like a ton of time and money if you can just buy a fitted downpipe. Okay, so I got to do the same thing as I did basically like on Raven's car, and we got to adjust the way that the intercooler works and kind of bring this upper pipe down, so that way the pipes will go around the frame and kind of like under the impact bar. I like to leave the impact bar in place when I can. I'll have to notch it just a little for this corner, but not like major, and I can leave most of it in place. I just feel like it's a little bit safer. Anyway, I gotta weld that up right now, and then that should fit pretty nice. Okay, we got that all welded up, and it came out pretty good. I think this should fit really nice, allow us to miss that cross member and go around the car. But, whew. While that cools down, I was just going to show you guys something I found on the internet that I thought was pretty cool. If any of you have ordered my battery tray, this little gadget here they sell on the internet for like less than $20. It's a billet battery tie-down strap for the RSX. And interestingly enough, I ordered one just because I like, you know, the color's kind of fun and it's billet. It's cooler looking than the stock metal one. So I tried it earlier today, and it actually fits with the battery tray just fine. So any of you that already have one of the battery trays, you can order these in a variety of colors for very, very cheap, and it just kind of makes it look nice down in this corner here, just to have a little pop of color, especially if you don't have your bumper on or you're doing some stuff. I just think it looks kind of cool. So, dang, look, with the cat dragged in. Yari woke up at the crack of 2. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably been up all day, but he just barely stopped by to kind of check out the progress on the car. And it's kind of funny because he noticed the intercooler looked a lot like Raven's, and he's like, "Hey, is this Raven's intercooler?" And I'm like, "No, Raven just has the same one with pretty much the same modification, except for your pipe's just a little bit longer coming out here."
This to be done.
I can't either. So I think we're gonna stick on the less good turbo possibly, which would be the cheaper non-billet turbo. I think we're gonna install the kit with this one on first, and then after we dyno tune, we'll switch out to this one. So that should be pretty freaking cool. So
These are exactly the same size?
exactly the same size.
Okay.
The only difference is one of the wheels is billet. They even have the exact same back housings. They're literally identical. So I already kind of told everybody on the video that we kind of kept it real simple, because why not? I mean, these cars have already made good power.
Yeah, especially with those two.
Just keep it simple. Just do a basic manifold. Don't overthink things too much. So, yep.
This is gonna be fun.
Heck yeah.